You can keep writing. It's cool.
I was finished, actually.
Okay. Mama, you was writing something.
Yes, I was.
Why was you writing it?
Because I just noticed that this clown gave you a 1 star. There's no way you're at 1 star.
What they give me 1 star for?
Because he just didn't like you.
On the podcast? The
Yeah.
Woolside podcast?
On the Woolside podcast. How could he not like you? He's got to be a
So you saying people should rate the podcast, but also give it 5 stars?
Always. Always.
Love you, Mama.
I love you too, baby.
Today we're going to talk about Kyler Murray or Austin Kendall and who should be the starter. All that's coming up after the bumper. Bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. So today, I want to give a little air to this argument that we have about whether or not Kyler Murray should just be the go-ahead starting quarterback or Austin Kendall should have a right to compete for the job. Let's start by saying this. It doesn't do Lincoln Riley or OU in general any good to just give the offense to Kyler Murray, even though Kyler Murray is a dual threat quarterback, and that seems to be the best way to go in college football today. It's not enough to be able to throw the ball all around the yard. You have to be able to make things happen with your legs. And we all know that Kyler Murray can put you on skates if he wants to. He can also drop dimes. To say nothing of being the kind of athlete that he can play 2 sports in college at the same time, which I know is still a point of contention for a lot of OU football fans who think that their quarterback should have an exclusive relationship with football and football only. But I made that video already, so I'm not going to go into that. I am going to say Kyler Murray got all the backup reps last season, 2017, when Baker won the Heisman and when Baker was stripped of his captaincy and couldn't start the West Virginia game. Kyler Murray came in, nearly took it to the house on his first play from scrimmage. So we know what we're getting from Kyler Murray. We know that the moment's not too big for him. We know he can step into Lincoln Riley's offense and make it go. On the other hand, we have Austin Kendall, who is the epitome of a pro-style quarterback. At 6'2", 215, he can make all the throws. He can read all the coverages, and he's one of the scout team players of the year last season when all OU did was go 12-2 and get to the Rose Bowl. Now, the knock on him I would have is that the defense still wasn't very good. What a lot of people don't remember is that as a freshman, he came in as a backup. Completed 16 passes for 143 yards, which tied him for the most by a true freshman in the Bob Stoops era, the other guy being Paul Thompson in 2002. And he made his debut at OU relatively early, September 10th, 2016 against Louisiana Monroe. He played the entire second half of that game and went 12 of 15 for 108. That means you can play. He was also an early enrollee, which means that he's had more than 2 years to learn this offense. But the thing is, you have 2 different offenses with these 2 different quarterbacks. One of them is going to be predicated on a pocket passer. The other one's going to be predicated on a dual threat quarterback who's going to be more apt to run zone read and those sorts of concepts. Diamond formation, anybody? Then Austin Kendall. And it's not that Kendall can't move, it's that who can move like Kyler Murray? Baker Mayfield couldn't even move like Kyler Murray. That's kind of the point. So what I'm saying is I expect to see them duke it out over the course of the spring and in the spring game and through to the summer. I don't think it'd be out of the question for Lincoln Riley to name a starter at the end of the spring camp, but it also wouldn't hurt for him not to name a starter until August or even heading up to the game, because you want your quarterbacks to be on edge. And by on edge, I mean sharp. You want them to be under the impression that they are both competing for the job. And if you're Austin Kendall, that you have every opportunity to win this job. And if you're Kyler Murray, you have every opportunity to lose this job. If I'm Lincoln Riley, this is a win-win for me, and I'm going to play it all the way up through the first game of the season against Florida Atlantic. Unless, for some reason, one of those 2 guys separates himself from the other. Now, for those of you who are going to bring Tanner Mordecai into this conversation, he doesn't get here till June, and the fact is, he's probably going to redshirt. It's not that he can't play, it's not that he's not capable, it's that these guys have been in the system, and Tanner Mordecai has not. And if you got to start your true freshman quarterback, you're in a bad way. If you haven't downloaded the Woolside podcast, the sports podcast by an Oklahoma Sooner fan for an Oklahoma Sooner fan, I encourage you to do so. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. There's a link in the description below.
I'm writing a review, in essence, about the guy who wrote a bad review. I think everybody who is anybody will agree with me that he is a...
Alright, that's it for me. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Deuces.